and it's 105 degrees out, and maybe even more in my garage here. That's why I glisten. And I got some mail from somebody named Jim in Canada, who I've been friends with for quite a while. We met through YouTube videos. And in light of camping overnight in this boat, he said this would help me out. So I'm gonna open it and find out what the heck it is. Try not to show you his address. Last time somebody sent me something, it was some controllers, speed controller levers that I have in this boat actually, those there, from New Zealand, from Ned Van Geffen. Alright, let's see what's in this thing. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have about my life or my camping experience 2 weeks ago. Oh, God. They use some tape up there in Canada. Here's some jingle jangle. Wow. Neat. See some fishing lures here. Definitely would have come in handy. Mail call. What's up, Ricky Rocket? Yeah, this right here, I think it's called like a wedding ring or something. I think this is a kokanee jig, if I'm not mistaken. Here's a little grasshopper wannabe. This looks like kind of like a shiny woolly bugger. I'm a shiny woolly bugger right now. It's so hot. So that's the first part. I could have used that. And the second part, like here's also a spinner thingy. 2 of them. Neat, right? And this is the second part. Oh, this is cool. So, if you guys can tell what it is, comment. I can already tell what it was. Just between you and me, he told me he was sending me this, but I had no idea what it was going to look like. Oh, it's a transformer. How's everybody doing? Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Unless it's me, because I know how to fish and I still suck at it. Oh, this is cool. So then this, I'm guessing, would hook to a butane or maybe some kind of alcohol. And this would be the little sparker. Can you see that? Hello there. Hey, Jimbo. Playing with fire right there is the feller that sent me this. We've been friends for a while. So maybe you could answer, is this butane or propane or natural gas? I produced that myself. This is cool. This would have fit perfectly up here. Because in case you missed it, I had this candle burning with a coffee cup on top to heat up my coffee in the morning, and a friend in need, and a friend indeed sent me this. Hey Bowhead, you got some real reverb going on in the sound. You're repeating yourself over and over. Oh shoot. I don't know how to fix that. So it's good to know because that would drive me nuts. Maybe it's the heat. And it also came with this. Feels like a toolkit. I'll make this short because the audio sounds like it's probably gonna be trash. Stove takes the short butane, isobutane canisters. Right at Walmart. What's up, Daryl? How's it going? I was meaning to talk to you about the old jamboree, see how it went. I think we should do a podcast again with Kim Pressey and you and whoever else will Oh. Oh, good. No reverb on Tom's end, so hopefully it's just a problem with one. Hey, I might put these in the old cabinets inside. Got a spoon here and a fork. And I'll give you one guess what the other one is. Yes, it's a knife. Cool. Makes me want to go have a real meal out on the water and dig in. Just like, yeah, sorry, Gary. I guess it's on your end. I hope so. The main reason I'm doing this is I had a whole heck of a lot of fun on the boat the other day when I did the YouTube live, which was my first YouTube live ever. And it was also better because I tried TikTok live and I tried Facebook live, and only 2 people showed up on either one. And on my YouTube live, I had like 20 at one time, and it was really fun. Like, I think we would all get along in person, and we got along great that night. And maybe I'll do it again, but I don't know if I'm honestly ever gonna sleep on the water in this again. Maybe. I've actually slept on the water plenty of times, isobutane. So I'm not averse to sleeping on the water. It's just the conditions I was in weren't ideal. Can you all see how hot it is? Last time I was this hot, I was in Illinois at the 2020 Mini Boat Jamboree. It feels just that hot and humid and muggy. And yeah. So I got these, and I think it came with a little bag to put them in. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Got some fishing lures. So apparently I get isobutane, isopropyl alcohol butane, I don't know. And it screws into there and torches up. I wonder if the blue tank that I use for the torch, see that? Hold on. Oh no, that's propane. I can't say the word propane without thinking of Eric Clapton's song Cocaine, and I just say propane. Yeah, so this will come in a lot. This will come in handy. Neat, right? Anyways, just talking shop here. You get an adapter from Amazon that will allow you to use the paint can size butane canisters. They will also sell adapters that fit propane canisters. I'll be darned. See, you guys are helpful. Yeah. What I was gonna say is I'm thinking about. I'm still editing video for 48 degrees Celsius in Canada. That sounds cold. Better have a fire extinguisher. Yeah. 48 degrees Celsius. Let's see. 0 degrees is 32, so 40 would be up in the 80s, 90s Fahrenheit. I know it's not a 1-to-1, so it's like way more than that. Boiling is at 100. That's 212. So I know there's a conversion equation, but I'm gonna say upper 80s. Let me know if you have a better idea. But what I was gonna say is I think it would be really cool if anybody else, as a challenge, could sleep in their mini boat and record it, because it was a very unique experience, and I think not only 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's too hot. It was a very unique experience, and I honestly almost gave up halfway through the night. I almost didn't do it halfway through the week leading up to it, especially since my truck broke down. And I just kept thinking about how crazy it was to do it and how different of an experience it was. And I think doing it again, I would sleep better, which would change the whole experience. But it was really very cool because I was just like hanging out inside. If I heard a boat going by, I would kind of tilt my head up and look around in there. And it felt just like being in a fishing boat at night in like a professional cabin sleeper fishing boat. And you look around and it was like not as dark as I thought it would be. And I don't know if I'm trying to get credit for doing something that crazy or if I just really want somebody else to understand what it was like on there so I could talk to them. But I challenge you, if you're watching this and you have a small boat, even just a small boat, not necessarily a home built mini boat, but camp in it and sleep in it and record it and show me what you think about it. And I would love to have you on a podcast or something and talk to you about it. I think I think it's such a unique thing, and not only that, it's something that thousands and thousands of people have at one point wanted to do and thought that they would do it, but given the chance and the logistics of making it all happen, I don't think very many people have done it. I need a special adapter, he said. There's got to be something that fits on here in stock form, right? I can just seek out one of those. I'd want something small anyways, so I don't need the big propane. Yeah, but I just have such good feelings in my body for YouTube Live now because of how much of a difference that made. I have the video posted if you're interested, but it was really, really cool to actually talk to fans. Like when I see comments on videos, just like you've heard countless times, it's easy to focus on the negative ones and kind of forget 118, my God. Kind of get down in the dumps and think that nobody really likes you and stuff. But the haters didn't really come out for the YouTube live video. It was all people that I like and got along with. Bought an inflatable Island 8x8 to camp on it here in Florida. Please, please take some pictures or video, especially some late night, early morning ones. I would love to see them, and I would love to talk to you afterwards if you do wind up doing that and just kind of see how it went for you, see what kind of setup you have. I think and definitely post on YouTube if you're trying to get views or something, if you have a channel, because I think a lot of people would love to see it. If I had better marketing sense and better video editing, I think I could get a lot of views on a video about it. I had an idea to put a tripod inside of a floating inner tube and that would follow me around. F-U will do. That sounds awesome. Yeah. And instead I just had the selfie stick. And the darn selfie stick didn't even extend all the way. It would have been even better footage, but whatever. Yeah, it was a crazy night. I guess I'm opening mail and not rehashing the other night, but this reminds me of it. And I really would have liked to have this, but honestly, the candle was really cool to have just an open flame and a little bit of warmth to put my hands around. And it's just like a primal thing, I think, where it just felt really cool. But this will be a lot more effective, and I think I would actually be able to brew some actual French press coffee instead of doing the disgusting instant stuff that I did. And I would also be able to cook up like a pot of soup or some breakfast items or something. I think that'd be really cool too. So thanks a lot, Jim. And I saw how much the contents were worth on the immigration or customs label on here. and I saw that you paid like $20 for shipping, and I would love to reimburse you for that. So a battery Keurig, yeah, that'd be legit. I'd love to reimburse you for your troubles, but also anybody else look at Playing with Fire on YouTube. He has a cool series of videos about all sorts of little adventures he goes on with his little kayak and stuff like that. Whew, it's hot. Uh, anyways, I have a lot less hesitancy for doing live than I do actual videos. Yeah, I'll search isobutane stoves on YouTube. That's a good idea. Because the YouTube live ones, I don't have an agenda really. I'm just on here talking BS, and I get to talk to you guys. So it's kind of like more like more rewarding for me. Probably less rewarding for you because it winds up being a weird live video. But it was such a cool experience. I did learn a lot too. Such as I don't just sleep on my side, I sleep on the other side and on my back, and I kept popping up to see what was making certain noises, and I would look out the windows there, which was really cool. And so I would want to be laying on my back. There is an REI store, canisters for that stuff. Okay, I'll check that out. And I'd want to lay on my back so I could hop up quick and look around and find out that indeed I was still alone and go back down. And yeah, it was just really cool because just having my head pop up and look out through these 3 windows, it kind of shifted my perception to feel like I was almost standing inside the cabin of a real fishing boat or a cruiser. And it just felt like the biggest mini boat I've ever been in. And then I would lay down and try to sleep, and then it felt like the smallest mini boat I've ever been in. And apparently I take up more space than I thought I would. And I wound up with all sorts of aches and pains, and I didn't sleep well at all. And it was still freaking awesome. And the best part about it, honestly, one of the best parts anyways, well, I'll tell you the best part in a second. One of the best parts was being so doggone tired the next day. It was Sunday, Father's Day. Can you talk about how you were tied up for the night? What were you tied to? Were there any tides or anything where you were? That's really interesting. So what I did is there's this hook right here and a hook of similar size or exact same size way at the front, and there was a tree that was down into the water and on shore, and I went and tied up 2 points, the back and the front. The back was to a branch, and it kind of held me away from the log, so I thought. And so I wasn't whipping around, and I need a pop-up mini, yeah. And it turned out that that was worse because I did eventually start hitting the log and bouncing into it, which would make a noise. But here's the weird thing. You said something about where there are tides or waves. Until 10 o'clock at night, there was boats going by. The dock closes at 10 and opens at 5 a.m. So I knew I had a window, but the waves would subside pretty quickly after the boat went by. And I noticed that it was calm, but a little choppy. And then there was a point a little past midnight where it was dead calm. And then about 3 in the morning, it started moving more again, doing this weird number, and then it would start bumping the tree. And previously, in that whole night, it had never bumped the tree before. So in my mind, that feels like a tide going one way, and then a slack at night where nothing's moving, and then a tide going the other way to where I was bumping the tree. And it's a very small lake, and I've never really known anything about tides affecting the lake or the moon affecting the lake. Folding grappling anchor. Yeah, and just being on the water at night is a whole different world. Yeah, it is. Being on the water is already a kind of a whole different world, like your own island. But then at night, it's just totally different, unique, and very cool. Uh, so I wish I would have had some kind of a. It could have been a wind shift, but I didn't feel any wind. So that's kind of. Of course, I was inside of a capsule, so I wouldn't have felt wind, I guess. So it was probably that, yeah. And it could have been wind related to temperature. And the mini boat jamboree was that day, and it was windy. So you might be right. It might have been the wind. Must have been the wind. And I should have had an anchor and tied it off to the front. Maybe not a folding anchor. I don't know. Maybe I wanted something. I didn't want the weight and the size of an anchor, but I could have done that. I should have. And then I would have been free to just kind of move with the wind or whatever. But I just thought that was going to be a downside. The other thing, and this is one of my weird things of always feeling like I'm going to get in trouble and trying to avoid, oh, I got the hiccups, and trying to avoid that. Instead of anchoring out in the bay somewhere nice and putting my stern light on, in my mind I was thinking, okay, I need to make it through the night. I'm going to tuck up right next to the shore under this fallen tree, and I'm not going to put my stern light up. The rationale being that the houses across the lake there wouldn't see a light and call the sheriff, and I don't know if what I was doing is legal or not. I don't know. I'm guessing without the stern light it probably would be illegal. But there was like signs, no camping, this is closed from this time to this time. So I opted to try to be less paranoid that the sheriffs were going to come out, which was highly unlikely, and opted to just tie up under a tree right next to the rocks there, so nobody would be veering straight at me, and if they were, we would both be in a world of hurt instead of just me getting hit by a big boat. So I was gonna say the best two things, um, and I forgot the second one, but the best thing was pulling up to the dock in the morning after I got up in the boat, drank my coffee, most of it, set the coffee in here, and are you ending it? Um, I haven't ended it yet. Thought I was gonna do like a 10-minute thing, and I'm 23 minutes in, and no sign of stopping yet, baby. Let's do this. We're here. And I was just showing everybody. I got some fan mail, I guess you could call it, but it's really just a buddy that I met through YouTube that lives in Canada, and he saw a friend in need and was a friend indeed and gave me this. So cool. And welcome, Idiots Workshop. You told me your name. I'm trying to remember. Is Rick or Steve or Brett? And so it was. I turned on. I had a switch for one of the controllers, and the other controller worked. It starts with a B. God, Ben. Sorry, buddy. It's Buddy, right? And I kept calling you Brett. Is it Brett? I have a brother named Brett who was also on that night. And I was calling you idiot, Brad. Brady. Keep going, Brady. Anyways, I'm not great with names as it is, but I just remembered that we were talking the other night and I forgot your name. Is there a way to get a trolling motor to push a mini boat at 15 to 20 miles an hour? My inclination is that no, there is not. Yeah. In order to do that, first you'd have to have like three things perfected. One, you'd either have to have a boost pack to get you up and out of the water. It takes an incredible amount of force to break the surface tension to actually get you to plane out. You'd have to have some kind of a burst of energy. You'd have to have a hull that's designed to plane out, like maybe one of those little Muskegee sea fleas or whatever. Trolling motors have a set speed. Larger trolling motors do not increase speed. They merely allow you to push over your boats. Hey, Biker Bob. And so you'd have to get a different prop size, and you would have to overvolt the motor, and it would probably only work once, if that. So basically, you wouldn't have anything left of the trolling motor, but you could get I would guess to go 20 miles an hour, you would need at least 10 horsepower with the right prop, maybe even 15 or 20 horsepower. The whole shape makes a huge difference. Like the sea flea or whatever, it just has a flat bottom that kind of curves up on all sides, and it's almost on plane immediately. An electric outboard that's 3 horse would be cool. Those Torqeedos would be cool. But the mini boats that I make, no, not a chance, especially not with the Minn Kota trolling motors. But I will tell you that I rarely want to go that fast. This boat goes 4 miles an hour. What would be needed to make a mini boat go faster? A gas engine, as technology is right now, or a really expensive outboard electric motor. Yeah, and the right hull. Yeah, it can be done. I mean, look at jet skis. They can go 60, and they're about the same length and width, but they got, turbos and gasoline and all sorts of crazy stuff. So it's just a totally different thing. I like going that fast. Yeah, basically all you need is a lot of money. Paddle faster. 1 horsepower electric costs $800. That'd be cool. All gas boards are extremely expensive. Yeah, I've kind of heard that even the old ones are kind of going for more than they should, but I've got a couple old ones back behind there that are pretty cheap. Actually, one of them, the 7.5 horse, costs $700, and I got the 4.5 horse for free. But they're stinky, messy, loud, and fun. Trolling motor driven boats are quiet, peaceful, and not as exciting, but also still fun. They're just two different things. Yeah, a Honda 2.3 horsepower. Honda's never a bad buy. They keep their resale value and they run very well. I've always been a ride red dirt bike Honda lover. But one really interesting thing that I'm gonna go over more some other time in a video that I'm just gonna sneak peek you guys on. So these controllers right here have a pulse width modulator set up in them. And there's been some kind of like science, pseudoscience, and projection out there on which, if it's more efficient or whatever than just the resistance style clicker that these trolling motors come with. Let me grab something, hold on. So after the tires on the submarine boat did drastically slow it down, I think so. Well, no, it slowed it down. I had a 17 pound thrust motor on it, and the controller got really hot after like a half hour. And then the last time I went out, I had the 36 pound thrust motor on it and pulse width modulator control for the speed, and that's this guy right here in pieces, a submarine boat. And I had a little baby battery, and it lasted a good 35 minutes, it didn't seem like, it did seem a little slower. Yeah, to answer your question, it was slower. But anyways, the sneak peek of what I was talking about with these controllers that might intrigue some of you as it did me. One of the controllers went out, and it just so happens to be the one that I bastardized. I had to take it apart and fix it because I reversed the polarity and basically burned it up. That's the one that went bad on me. I'm not sure the red light's still on the Arduino computer processor unit on there. So I'm not sure if it was a loose wire or what happened, but it wasn't working. So I had to get a switch like this, and it was just an on-off switch. Yeah, PWM is more effective, Jim says. The crazy thing about it is I would turn the one side on and it would just complete the circuit and it would be full forward, right? And then I put this one on full forward, my starboard side, and I was turning. The PWM side was actually moving me faster than the switch side. So I don't know what would cause that. So just to reiterate and explain it, there was a switch that completed a circuit, which maybe it has resistance in the switch, I don't know. But the PWM, I have two motors on the back, obviously. And the one with the PWM was going faster in such a way that I was turning. So I didn't even have to flip on and off the switch side. I would just adjust how fast I wanted to go. If I wanted to go straight, I would go at like 7/8 full throttle. And if I wanted to turn port, I would go full throttle and it would slowly turn, and I could pull back and it would turn the other way. So that was really surprising to me. I really am curious if it's not only faster and better, if it was actually making the battery last longer too, because that'd be 3 strikes you're out on the whole switch. I'd have to go PWM. And I get my PWMs on Amazon usually. Voltage leak, you think so? I don't know, maybe the switch was the leak? It was pretty direct. I mean, we had the wires straight from the motor. I guess there was connections in there to extend it out. Maybe, I don't know what a voltage leak is, honestly, anyways. I got my PWM on Amazon. The one thing that you probably want is it comes with a potentiometer knob to turn it up and down, and then a switch to flip it into reverse if you want. That's maybe one thing to look for. And also that it will handle 60 amps or so. A lot of them will go up more than that, but these motors can draw 40 amps, I think, depending on what you have. So if you get the 60 amp one, you should be good. And I haven't burned one up, but I've heard of our friend Daniel Leitner burning one up, but that might have been from water exposure. And one of these might have gone bad from overheating too. I have some air holes in there, but no fan or anything. So, yeah, I don't know. I also got these switches. They're momentary on, and they also will reverse the polarity. So, I don't know. Standard controller will ground out a portion of the energy cycle. Yeah, so it wasn't on the standard controller though. It was just a switch. So maybe it was just a 12-volt switch, and maybe it didn't allow enough amperage or voltage, I don't know how that works, to go through, whereas the PWM did. I don't know. All I know is that the PWM side was faster. These PWMs have basically the same guts, but they were 3D printed by a friend in New Zealand, and so I can't really tell you where to get those. They're just one of a kind, I think. If you go on Mini Boats and More, his name is Ned Van Geffen, and he would probably make you some. I know the shipping alone was like $100, so he was kind of doing me a big favor. So I don't know how much it would cost somebody else to get one from him, but it was really cool. They worked flawlessly until the one burned out or whatever happened. So anyways, I'm gonna bring this to a close here in a second, but I I'm gonna do some more adventures in my submarine boat because it was a lot of fun for one. I've always wanted. It's one of my uh, more secret passions. It's not like one that I like putting out there as much because it's so weird, but it's the one that I enjoy the most using because you can see underwater, and that's just like the dream of being in a submarine. And so maybe I'll do a YouTube live from there. That'd be kind of cool. It's really hard to film it in a way that actually does any justice to the experience, but also I need to get rid of some boats, so I would love to hear some ideas on what I can do with that. I've thought about um, dropping them from amazing heights, using my brother's nice car to drag one until it fell to pieces, burning one in a Viking burial-esque. Yeah, you'll buy boats. If you'll pay for the shipping, I will give it to you because whatever. I mean, I don't. I have this weird confidence thing. Any news on your Beast Mini? What is my Beast Mini? Oh, yeah, no. Love all your vids. Look forward to your gas conversion too. That's the other thing. I don't know what the shipping is. Maybe at least 500, maybe 800, depending on where you are and how I have to package it. It's really weird because, at least from what I've heard, trying to ship it, you have to put it in some kind of protective container, and they don't just go by weight because I'd be pretty good there. They go into this dimensional shipping thing, at least the major carriers, to where a certain size is what they charge you for. And I think I was going to send one to Florida or somewhere, which can't be any farther from me. And it was like $800 if I drove to Seattle first and if they drove to Tallahassee or something like that. Um, I think I might, rather than burning one of the boats, Virginia. I can look into it. I don't know. I think the box was gonna have to be 8 feet long, 2.5 feet wide, and 2 feet tall or something. So you can type that into your calculator and see what you find out. Or you could take the longest road trip in the world, give to others in your area. That's a good idea. I might do that. So Brady, don't hold me to that I'm gonna give you one, but that might be a thing someday. Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't know. It's weird because yeah, you give it to somebody and you're kind of obligating them to store it somewhere, to use it. They're kind of a pain to use. To load, you got to have a truck. Well, you don't have to, but it's not as simple as just like, maybe it is. I just overcomplicate it. But I don't know if it's as simple as just giving it away. Like when I tried to sell it, it kind of disheartened me because Ford F-250, because a lot of people were just like, for one, what is going on here? Why is it so slow? And my workmanship isn't quite good enough to charge what it's actually kind of worth in a way, or what it took me to do. So I don't really feel good about selling them anyway. So I kind of want to give them away, but I would love for it to be like a kid that would appreciate it, or even a guy. I gave one away to my friend Ken, who joined me on the mini boat jamboree. Just before I let the question go away, I might put that small gas motor over there that I showed, the Mercury, um, on my Model B, the bigger one. I haven't had one that's gas powered yet, so maybe I will give to those that have the passion to use. Yeah, how do I find them though? The Monster mini boat that, if you're reading the comments, Daryl Schreiber just asked how that's going, and I'm guessing he's talking about my garbage holder right here. This is the boat, and I wasn't gonna show anybody this, but now I guess you're all gonna see it. It's got this V-twin motor, and I'm fabricating a toaster to be my custom air cleaner. Pretty cool, right? And I might even hook up some kind of linkage for the toaster lever to open some kind of a choke or a valve, or maybe I have the butterfly valves just to move. I kind of need to restrict the airflow in there a little bit because I've heard that's what I need to do. And because it was running a little like rich. Put a modest price and give it away to people. Show up for weeds out. Anyone who'd show up for something for free. That's a good idea. That's the one you want to see. Yeah, and see, I was gonna start focusing on that one more, and I have the submarine cabin on it just sitting there. I was gonna focus on it more, and then I was given this boat, and I thought, oh, I'll just basically flip this one, quote unquote, and sell it and get it out of my shop because my garage is a disaster right now. I mean, it always is. It's how I am. You guys know. And then I was gonna focus on this, and then I want to keep the other boat now, and I don't know. So this one, the status is I have it all figured out. This pipe right there that has the prop in it got bent a little bit, so I'm gonna replace that. And I need to hook up a gas tank, which I kind of want up here. I need to hook up a starter battery because it has no pull cord on it. It's a V-twin and it's battery only. And I use this cool piston for my steering linkage. I thought that was pretty rad. And then I have a different throttle. I have a twist grip and I have it positioned better. I did have a lever grip and it just was not working with a lever that I needed to pull up and back on and stuff. Whew. I should maybe do a live about each one of these projects because nobody's going to look at this unboxing title that this video has and go watch all this. So anyways, I'm going to go inside with the air conditioning and gosh, this is so much more fun than videotaping. Maybe I'll one day, oh, you don't? I live in Idaho, North Idaho too. It's kind of by Canada. Probably the cheapest shipping place would be Seattle. That would be a 4-hour drive for me. Ideally, I could ship it from Spokane, Washington. And see, there's some clean floor through here. I need a pole barn cheese, yeah. My shipping address is 83814. That'd be Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. But Spokane, Washington would probably be cheaper and easy for me to drive to. And I don't know. Maybe I should just focus on smaller boats like that one that would ship for cheaper. I don't know. Will you ballast the front? Seems like a lot of weight and back. Yeah, so that's what I want to do. My weight will be mid. I'll be right in the middle. There will be weight behind me. I've sat in the back with a battery that weighs like 80 pounds. You have a chrome toaster on the boat? Yeah. It's my air cleaner. It's gonna be kind of a rat boat. It's gonna be all types of weird. And so I also have to build a windshield for that. I got distracted. Yeah, I don't know. The bad thing about doing live videos is I get distracted by the comments because I'm a distractible person anyways. But maybe next time I'll actually do a live while I'm working and tinkering with stuff. I think that'd be cool. And maybe I'll actually warn people when I'm gonna have a live coming up so they can join me. And yeah, the toaster air cleaner I think is pretty funny. There are 2 Toms here. And it's so hot. And so yeah, because I just like the lives. I don't like video editing very much. I'm not good at it. Don't patronize me. I know I'm not good at it, so don't even try to tell me. I do have a little bit of fun with it, but yeah. So those are basically the stuff I don't need a nap. I need an air conditioner. It's so hot. I'm not used to this. It's so hot. it's been like 108 today. Howdy, other Tom. You're making friends with other Toms. Yeah. Um, what else would I want to talk about in an upcoming video or live? I want to I want to edit the camping video, even though my live stream was probably self-explanatory, but I got some other cool footage that I want to throw into a video. And I'm also kind of taking a break because I had all this build up leading up to the jamboree and the camping, and I just want a little break from that. So that's kind of why I've been quiet for the last couple weeks. But I'll get back into it and stuff like that. I also need to take out that camper. ADHD. Thank you. I might have that. I don't like to excuse my squirrel. Excuse any of my bad behavior on some kind of ADHD thing, and I don't think I do have it, but I do have a lot in common with them. Maybe I do, I don't know, but I'm very hot, Daryl. Jeez. Let's see if there's a way that this will darken with moisture. No, that's just gross, but yeah, I'm so hot. But so maybe I'm just need to get off of here. But I am having so much fun with y'all. And maybe next one I'll be working on one of these boats. Mini split in the garage. But anyways, I think I might be doing a podcast. Yeah. I'm decent, but I'm not hot. Thanks, guys. I think I'm doing a Skype, or is that what we were all doing? What's the thing that we were all doing in Airsoft is cool in the COVID lockdown with all the online what's that, streaming or casting? I don't know why I can't think of it. Zoom meeting. Thank you, Brady. Thank you. A Zoom meeting with Daryl. Sounds like Daryl's in, and I really want to have Kim Pressey on there. She was also on the mini boat show, and she's an awesome person in general. But it was her first time cruising with other people, even. So I really, really, really want to talk to her about that. And zoom. And so wink, wink. Y'all getting feisty. It's about time for me to go. And so that would be really awesome, I think. And some of us actually like the long form, talking about boats type of podcast sound. It doesn't get a lot of views, so I just have to go into it thinking like I'm not doing this for views. I'm doing this for, for us. So that's what I'm gonna do. And thanks for joining me, and please join me again. I have a minute and a half till I'm at 50 minutes. Yeah, I need to go. Cat in a box. I need to go drink some water. Yes, I do. So I'm gonna go do that. A working live stream may be cool, but I think you'd need a partner. Yeah, because you can't really get good camera angles, and you definitely don't want me holding a selfie stick on like this all the time, trying to show you stuff, because that'll make you nauseous. So yeah, I probably need a partner. Maybe I'll teach my little kid how to move this. Maybe I need Joe from the dock to come help me. Old fisherman Joe. I like this. Remember that guy? Someone to read the comments. Yeah, good point. Yeah, otherwise why would you comment? Yeah, good point. Yep, all good stuff. Keep that in mind. Anyways, this has been American Bowhead doing a live show. Thank you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and both Toms, and Daryl, and Jim Jones for giving me this. I appreciate it. Peace out, y'all.